Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Well, patience is a virtue. And as we all know, in this kind of circumstances where you have wars or military interventions, you have all parties exaggerating uh, or minimizing um, casualties and situations and manipulating pieces of information. And all you have to do is just to be a little bit more patient, and you're going to find out what happened, or you're going to find out more after some time passes. Obviously, you can have some you can draw some conclusions based on what you know about the world in general, about human nature, about previous information that you have from your life, from your time of acquiring knowledge, and with the information provided, you can uh, have a high percentage of accuracy in realizing what is going on in these circumstances. I had no doubt personally, probably you didn't have any doubt as well, that uh, NATO, some NATO members help Ukraine with the intelligence, with information. Little by little, this piece of news or the information came up to light, came out to light. Because they couldn't hold it down too long, and because they didn't want to, how should I put it, to scare the population, I guess. You don't want to tell the population that, hey, we're involved in this up to our necks. The only thing that we're missing is some, U.S. soldiers really shooting at the Russians. That's all what's missing out of this. I think everything else is already done over there in Ukraine by talking about the U.S. Military. I think we, United States military is involved over there with tactical support. Obviously, is involved with um, military aid, which means weapons and whatever they need. And now they're with the tactical, I mean officers or advisors, trainers. Now they claim that these trainers and all these are not in Ukraine. I have big doubts why they wouldn't be, since they have embassies now. They all started opening embassies in Kiev, which tells me that Kiev is very safe. And they know something that we don't know yet, but we're told something else. In this circumstance, I think they know the Russians will have nothing to do with Kiev and never wanted to actually um, invade or destroy Kiev. And their forces that came from north and surrounded it. It was just to keep the Ukrainian forces busy and on retreat and waiting there. And in the meantime, the Russians could take care of the eastern side of Ukraine easier. Otherwise, they would not send their embassies, and there are a number of countries that already sent embassies over there. Now, I don't know how much you know about the embassies, but the embassies are not only to gather and communicate cultural festivals, or facilitate meetings between officials and participate in ribbon cutting events. No, they are, as any embassy, has certain special operation inside, which is informants, and I don't want to call them differently because I don't know if this YouTube allows words, but like that. But I know that's what occurs, and I don't think that's a it's it's news to you guys or to me. So when you hear that the people are kicked out of a country, diplomats from an embassy, they're talking about this kind of people in the first place. All of them have. They have to do with the protection of their diplomats, uh, overt or covert, and not only with that, gathering information, communicating with their spy cells in the country, and so on, and involved in certain activities that are undercover. That's common basic thing. Now, we'll go into the today's article. it has to do with the USA providing intelligence in the Ukraine operation. So in the Ukraine's army provides intelligence to Ukraine army of the Russian positions and information on who's who, what's what, how much they can to a certain extent. And that caused the killing of allegedly 12 Russian generals since the start of the war. So we have here an article from Republic World, and from today, which is the 5th of May, 2022, and it says U.S. intelligence assisted Ukraine's military to kill Russian generals, says new report. It says here that last month, U.S. Defense Secretary Austin had also admitted for the first time that Washington has been actively providing key intelligence to Ukraine forces. That was not a surprise to anyone, I guess. It's just that they admitted it right now. And remember, the Russians claim, and they claim that, hey, this intelligence comes from the United States, and that's how the Ukrainian did what they did. The United States has provided the intelligence to the Ukrainian forces that helped them kill the Russian generals. Pentagon provided sensitive intelligence that included information about the Russian troop movement, their location of operation, as well as details about their military headquarters. That helped the Ukrainian forces to thwart Moscow invasion efforts. A New York Times report noted on Wednesday, May 4th. So 12 Russian generals killed by Ukraine due to American intelligence. You know what that means, right? I mean, put yourself in just switch names. Put Russia as United States, put Ukraine as, I don't know, Mexico or Cuba, let's say, and the rest of the world, or at least European countries, as NATO. And see how you would like to hear United States or in Great Britain, whoever, or Australia or any other country, wherever you live. Imagine that your country's generals in a military operation that your country, or invasion, however you want to call it, because they're all invasions. If you look at Afghanistan, if you look at Iraq, these are invasions. However, justified, not justified, we can discuss that. That's a different story. But nevertheless, let's say USA or the allies invaded or whatever Iraq, and let's say the Russians would help the Iraqis with intelligence that would kill 12 US militaries or generals, or UK or English or Australian or Canadian generals. How would you feel? What would you consider the Russians to be? The Russian services, intelligence services. You would just say, oh well, what would you feel? I'm not doing this to more sympathy from anyone. I'm not for sympathy. I'm for facts. So how would that intervention of Russian services would be considered in your eyes? Killing your generals, or your intervention, regardless if it's justified or unjustified. Now we know Iraq war falls under a certain umbrella, right? So that's a good example. What would you feel? Would you say, oh, well, nothing to see here? So think about how the outsiders, should look at this. What should the Russians think about this? It's another country who actively helps this country that I'm at war with or whatever. And due to that, my operation is, I don't know, is damaged, something happens over there, including death of generals, death of people, of my army, my efforts. So what am I supposed to do? Say, oh, okay, it's fine. No, I mean, something must be done. Now you say, oh, they can't do anything. Maybe they can. I'm pretty sure they can, but just think about it. It says here that a lot of areas where they help the Ukrainian forces. It says that they particularly help the Ukrainian forces fight in Donbas region. And then Austin said, we are providing them Ukrainian military intelligence to conduct operations in Donbas region. That's correct. That's what Austin said in response to Senator Tom Cotton's interrogation. Ha! Interrogation. It's not interrogation. You show up in front of a committee and they ask you a question and you answer. Interrogation. They put the light on your face and use some little techniques to make you speak or something. Interrogation. Yeah, but they see how they want to make it sound like they shouldn't be asked. Yeah, I would like to know. I would like to know. That's my right to know. It's operational secrets or it's come on. But anyway, so this is I'm not going to go deeper in this because there's nothing else to go. Actually, it's just that the United States has focused on providing the location and other details about the Russian military's mobile headquarters, which relocate frequently. So this is another information that they got. The officials, all right, they say here that they tried to kill General Valery. No, they when they are pushed to give out more details, the U.S. officials outlined that their intelligence wasn't behind the killing of Russian Army General Valery Gerasimov, Putin's highest-ranking uniformed officer. But the U.S. is now providing the story notes. Yeah, okay. I don't think that Gerasimov was killed, wasn't he? They said it would escape at the last moment or something. But it's beyond the what I'm trying to say here. It's just that the Russians state claim report that the actually NATO members, which is in this case UK and United States, and I think to a certain extent France and Germany, not Romanians and Lithuanians and all those, no, not the bottom feeders. They actually run the war on in Ukraine on the Ukrainian side. They say this, which we're supposed to not believe that because that's the enemy, even though they're not the enemy of the United States, they're the enemy of Ukraine. So it's kind of like they are all lying. Okay, the Russians are lying, but little by little they come out and they provide us with some information that suggests that our information or our, I'll say, gut feelings that we don't go by gut feelings, but our conclusions match whatever they say now and matched whatever they didn't say before. So just saying that, and think of what else is there and that we don't know. And let's say the Russians or other actors in this war are reporting, and we're supposed to just dismiss because it comes from those the other side, if you want to call it that way, even though as of now it's just undeclared war between NATO and Russia. Actually, it's almost everything, but I said a NATO soldier with a weapon or in an airplane or with an artillery thing shelling Russian troops. That's what I think. In my assessment, that's the extent. That's the to maybe there are some, but I think everything else is there. But that's my assessment, and I'm pretty sure I'm 98% certain, not 99, 98% certain. Then after these things end, and if we're still alive by then, which is going to be, I don't know. I'm just saying 2 years. Let's say give it 2 years, a year, 2 years. We're going to find out that we're active forces operating in Ukraine from the NATO member states, special operations. We'll find out, but as of now, that's all we know here, and we can figure things out from bits of information and what we are allowed to know. Thank you very much for being again with me today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you in a moment.